Hi everyone, I hope you're having an awesome night. We're about to have grilled romaine hearts with Caesar dressing for dinner. So I thought I would just hop on real quick and show you how I make our Caesar dressing. It's super heart healthy, it's got lots of really healthy fats in it, and if you're careful about your portion sizes, then it's really not a big deal to really indulge and enjoy this Caesar dressing. Super simple. Here's how we start. You need your trusty blender. You need anchovy fillets. I always choose the ones that have just olive oil in them. Super simple. That keeps it nice and healthy. You're getting all the healthy fats from the anchovies and the healthy fats from the olive oil. Homemade mayo, of course. You could use canned mayo if you haven't hopped on the homemade mayo train yet, but why would you? Just go ahead and make a batch of my homemade mayo. We've got Dijon mustard. Vinegar. You could use a white wine vinegar too. I'm using an apple cider vinegar tonight. Fresh pepper. Kosher salt, lemon juice, a half a cup of olive oil. I'm using extra virgin tonight because I want that nice rich flavor, and 6 cloves of garlic. If you like more garlic, you can use more. If you like less garlic, you can use less. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by prepping our garlic. So the way that I prep garlic, there's a lot of other ways out there. You can totally just Google like how to prep garlic, and there's some really cool stuff that you can do with like bowls and shaking them to get all the skins off. I try to keep it really simple in my life. So I just take the flat of my knife and I smush each garlic clove. And what that does is it breaks it open so that the skin comes off super easily, and I'm left with just the meat of the garlic and none of the skin. So now I'm left with all of the meat from all of those garlic cloves. It's so beautiful and it's fragrant. It's all over my fingers, which I'll deal with later. So now what I want to do is I just want to make sure that those are nice and small. I'm just cutting it into chunks. It's going to end up about a 1/4 inch cubed, because I'm going to throw it all in the blender anyway, so I don't need to do all the manual labor when I have a machine that's going to do it for me. And now it is time to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start the way that all of my best recipes start, and I'm just going to start adding all of my ingredients to it. It doesn't matter what order I do them in. So the recipe actually calls for about 2 tablespoons of mayo, and I'm just using whatever we've got left. This next part's going to be messy, so I'm going to turn the blender off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the entire can of anchovies. We really like our Caesar dressing to be super rich and flavorful. The anchovies have good fats. They make it nice and salty, and they just add a depth and a richness to the flavor, which means that not only are you getting all of the healthy fats when you use a lot of the anchovies, but you're also just increasing the flavor enough that you don't have to use as much on your salad because you've got this amazing flavor punch in it, right? I'm getting all of the anchovies and all of the olive oil just right in there, and it's going to be so delicious. Next, I want 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon, it's easy to remember, of vinegar. Again, you can use white wine vinegar. We just happen to be out of that, so I'm using apple cider vinegar, and it's going to be just as delicious. I'm going to do 2 pinches of kosher salt. I'm going to do a couple turns of cracked pepper, fresh ground pepper here. And I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic that I chunked up here. And that all just goes right into the blender all together. All of that goodness in there. Again, the more garlic, the more anchovy that you add, the less you have to eat on your salad because you're just getting this incredibly rich flavor. So I've got half of a lemon here, and I'm just going to squeeze right in there. Could go ahead and do the whole lemon, but I think I'm going to wait and taste it first to see how it tastes before I make that decision. So that's all of our base ingredients. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to get this going. I'm going to blend it up really nice and smooth. And then I'm going to grab my half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to slowly drizzle that in the same way that you do when you're making mayo. So what you're wanting to do is create an emulsion. So as the blender is turning, you want the oil to be mixed up with the protein that's in the egg from the mayo and the anchovies. So that's what keeps it from, that's what makes it really like chemically mixed together. It's all magic and science, right? So that way when you put it in the fridge later, it doesn't just separate into like anchovy chunks and olive on top, or olive oil on top, which is so gross looking. So the emulsion is what keeps it really nice and creamy and keeps all of those ingredients really mixed up, even if you're storing it in the fridge for a few days. Okay, so this is all really nice and blended. I've been watching the sides. I see there's still a couple small chunks in there, but it looks really nice and creamy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm turning my blender on to its lowest speed again, pulling my little top off so I've got my little drizzle spot, and I'm going to just slowly drizzle my olive oil in here. Super simple. It's like the zen of real food, you know? There we go. So that's my half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put my little cap back on, and I'm going to blend this. So all we need is for it to be nice and smooth. Now here we go. Here's the ultimate test. Oh, that's so good. It's spicy from the garlic. It's salty and rich. It's got that umami flavor from the anchovies. This is going to be so good on our grilled romaine. Tyler! Come here. It's the ultimate test. Success! All right, you guys, enjoy your night. We're going to enjoy our Caesar dressing tonight, and let me know if you try this. Let me know how it turns out. I would love to hear from you. Talk to you later.